Do you remember in the last devlog time? I still love saying devlog time. Do you remember in the last devlog time that I said we've got a few projects that are in the works but not quite worth showing off yet? Yeah, a few of them are worth showing off now. So it's that time of the week again. It is devlog time. And yeah, we've got quite a lot to show off. I think I'm going to start off with this dude. Andrew has gone through and updated pretty much all of the Kabuto riders. We have Kabuto, Gatak, the Bee, Drake, Sasword. Is that one Kick Hopper and that one Punch Hopper? Or is that one Punch Hopper and this one Kick Hopper? I think this one's Kick Hopper, that one's Punch Hopper. If not, just invert them. Dark, Kabuto. Oh. Somebody needs to fix that. Then we have the Zets Troopers. Is that the Neo Zek Trooper, the Bright Trooper, and the... No, wait. That's the Shadow Trooper, isn't it? That's Shadow. That's Bright, and this is Neo Zek Trooper. Yeah! I'm a true Kamen Rider fan. Yeah. I forgot to mention this last week, but I updated Dano. Yeah, just seen Dano there. Just reminded me. And the movie riders, of course. The lady hasn't been updated yet. The lady hopefully will be updated very soon. But it's not just the rider forms, the armored forms. Everything has been updated. I'm not going to go through all of the riders. We will be here for absolutely ages. But I am going to go through these two, as these two have a little bit extra. So we're going to go Henshin. Yeah, this looks awesome. The 3D really makes this pop. And you know what? Cast off. I'm gonna do something special with this at some point. Not got around to it yet. Gonna be awesome. Just wait for it. That dude standing there behind me might be a hint for what I'm planning with this. So you have the clock up pad from before. Makes you go stupidly fast. But that's not all it does now. If we go hyper cast off. Yeah, this also looks pretty cool. So hyper Kabuto. And if we now hyper clock up, you actually get a form change. And this thing is wickedly fast. Like insanely fast. And it has flying. But if I wait long enough... I said... Wait. See, I went to complain that it was taking too long and then it happened. Yes, the form is a temporary form, meaning you're going to have to clock back up ever so often. Really need to be careful with my wording here. I've got a feeling Google's going to translate that incorrectly. Fun. Either way... This is insane. So, remember last time round I said I was going to add 7 forms? This is the first one. And if we go for Gatak, cast off, hyper cast off, we then get the hyper clock up. So, yeah, that's 2 of the 7. And I think this turned out absolutely amazing. I'm going to have to reset up my armor stands over there. You see, it's not just Kabuto that's been updated. I think I'm going to hand it over to Chair for the next one.
Rabu, Rabu, ohayo! Rabu, 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 Kobu, 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 Rabu, 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 Kobu, 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 Rabu, 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 Mimi Rabu, Memo, Rabu, Rabu, Rabu. Rabu, 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 Kobe. Rabu, 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 Kobe.
So yes, Kamen Rider Faiz has been updated. Now, it was me that started retexturing the head, but Chair really wanted to do Faiz after they did Faiz next. So I was like, okay, you can finish it. We got an updated Faiz and an updated... I never know how to say this dude's name. So I'm going to just say a pile of sand. Yes, it's the pile of sand. So I've got to admit, this is now starting to look nice with Kuga, Agito, Ryuki, and Faiz updated. This dude needs a bit of love. I've got a feeling he might get a bit of love soon. Yeah, I don't know when anyone's going to pay this one some love. I mean, if I just go over here now. How amazing is that starting to look? I think that looks absolutely spectacular. What do you think? Does this look good? And whilst I'm talking about the red dude, I mentioned last time that I'm trying a little bit of an experiment with him. And, well, it's a lot better than it was. It's a whole lot better than it was. Still off-centered. I'm going to have to update the model on these to get the rest of this done, but they are actually now spinning correctly. That looks so cool. That looks so cool. I am so happy with the way these turned out. This isn't going to look very right because it's going to go from behind, but I love the way these are progressing. These are looking great. Let me know, are you excited that we are actually starting to do some animation stuff? Now, I've said this kind of in the past, I want to try and keep the animations either to a bare minimum or basic. Not because they're necessarily complex, but, I mean, they are complex to add. But because it's the same with the armor. There's kind of like a borderline before armors become too detailed that they no longer look like they belong in Minecraft. So I kind of want to keep the animations also rather simple for the exact same reason. But now we can at least start doing some of these. That looks so cool. Talking about stuff I've wanted to add for a while, I've wanted to add a basic armor renderer. Now, for all of the armors and that, it kind of makes sense that it's linked to the belt. But over the years, there's been several instances where they're not belts. They don't transform. They equip the arm. And that is one thing I want to change for Kamen Rider G3. I want to change this all over to armor that you craft and equip. But I figure the best way to test this code and get it working is going to be with Riderman's helmet. Now, this isn't going to be separate from Riderman, but this is more meant to be the Riderman helmet from Tojima Wants to Be a Kamen Rider. So if I just pick the helmet, yep, I've still not textured that yet. You can see, you can just equip the helmet. You don't get any effects. It works like diamond armor. Kind of basic. Now, there's a lot of stuff I could do with this, but the main two things you need to pay attention to is the fact that I have the 3D model with the antenna, and the glow masks work. Now, let me know, what would you use this for? There's several instances of helmets being equipped that could still kind of work. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to just move Black Tackle's helmet to this kind of thing, because the rest of the outfit is just an outfit. No, let me know, how would you use this code? And you know what, whilst we're talking about it, let's do another thing that I've been meaning to add for a while, and Blurtle has actually helped us out with. On my list of kind of things I've wanted to have in the mod, but I've had no idea to do, is custom projectiles. And, well, might be a bit too fast to see, you know what? If I do tick freeze, you might be able to see them. We now have custom projectiles. Now, these are just cell medals. There is a laser in the middle of being worked on, but I don't know what it's been added to yet, because the one I was sure had the laser didn't have the laser. So for now, all I'm going to do is show off cell medals. I think this looks awesome. You know what? I think this is looking awesome. It is honestly a great start. Let me know, has Blurtle done a good job here? I think it's a little detail that adds an absolute load to the game. I'm so excited to see what else we can add. When it comes to Kamen Rider Zets, I've been kind of afraid to show spoilers. But you know what? I'm going to do this in a different way. I'm actually going to show the spoilers. I'm not going to name them. I'm not going to talk about them. And I'm going to essentially say, if you want to avoid spoilers, look away. So now is your warning. If you want to avoid spoilers for Zets, look away. Are you looking away? I'm just checking. I'll tell you when to look back. Are you looking away? Okay. Everyone's looking away now. So we have these. I'm not going to name what these things are, but you can see. We have things. These are things, right? These things look really nice at night. I hope I've done this thing correctly. If you're avoiding spoilers, you can now look at the screen. I know the things have been put away, but you can't see them anymore. I think that's going to be the best way to handle spoilers. So yes, you know that goal of 7 I was working towards? That takes us up by 3. I hope that doesn't give away too much. We had 2 here with the hypers. We had 3 over there with the Zets. I think it's time for one more. This is Kamen Rider Blade. No, not that Kamen Rider Blade. This Kamen Rider Blade. Yes, there's 2 Kamen Rider Blades. No, not 2 Kamen Rider Blades. I mean, there are 2 Kamen Rider Blades, but there's the Kamen Rider Blade, there's 2 of them, okay? They're really not making this easy, isn't it? It's almost as bad as another Agito. No, not another Agito, it's another Agito. No, I'm not talking about another Agito. It's another Agito. It's another Agito, but not the another. That one's also a confusing one, okay? Okay, that one's really confusing. But yes, this is Kamen Rider Blade. Now, this was shown off, I believe, on a box or a magazine or something. It's essentially what would happen if a different person ended up receiving Kamen Rider Raya's advent deck and ended up using it. I believe it's tied into the story in somehow. I don't know all of the details, but we've seriously just wanted this in the mod for a while. And if you want to obtain that version of Kamen Rider Blade, you're going to have to come here to the Sands of Time and do the Advent Rider thing of breaking the glass with an Advent deck. I still love the way this turned out. And as you can see, Kamen Rider Blade appears. And we added him here because it's like alternate timeline and this is all about timelines. This makes sense, right? Whenever there's an obscure Kamen Rider, I like them in the mod to be like, look who I discovered. Talking about that, we were looking for obscure Kamen Riders the other day, and I discovered a new one I've never seen. It's here. Does anybody know anything about this one? Stage Show Rider. I believe it was from Kamen Rider World in 2001. That's literally all I know. If you know anything, let me know. This is the last thing I want to go through this update. Now, ever so often there is a holiday in the real world which has connections to Kamen Rider. Now, I don't want to add something for every single holiday, but occasionally there are holidays that would make sense to have something in the game. The first one was the Christmas one, then we did the Halloween one. We also had April Fool's at some point. This is still hilarious. But one of the last ones I seriously wanted to get in was something for Valentine's Day. Now, Valentine's Day is next month, but we want this update to be out towards the end of this month. Then the next update will be towards the end of next month. So if I want to do anything for Valentine's Day, it has to really be in this update. So I did. We added a Gashapon ball for the Halloween stuff. Now, there's a few interesting new things which I'll get into in a sec, but there's a few things here which have been in the mod for a while. First things first, the love combo. This Gashapon ball essentially existed because I wanted a reason to give away the love combo. Next, we have Tokimeki Bridal. This is already obtainable in the mod, but I just wanted to add a temporary, easier way because I wanted 9 items in here. It just made sense. We have a new item in the Love Card plush. That kind of looks adorable. I believe Chair's made it look like... Yep. She fell over. And I believe you can put her on your head as well. I've got a feeling a lot of people are going to want this item. It's kind of adorable. Put them all here. All in a row. All nice. We added these 2 cards from Gotchard because I didn't think these were obtainable. Turns out they're obtainable. We have the manhole cover from Kamen Rider Zio. It is Zio, isn't it? For a second then, I thought I'd said it wrong. Don't know why it's not showing in the hand. Probably a reason behind that. But if you know the importance of this, you know why this is hilarious. And the last thing that I've been skipping over is this. The Final Form Ride Chalice. Now, I've been trying to work out what I actually want to do with the Final Form Rides. Do I want to have it so you use it as Decayed, and it gives you the item or summons the rider associated with it or something? Or do I want to have it so you use it as the rider it's based on, and you turn into the thing? Never quite sure. But one thing I knew, I had to turn Chalice into chocolate. You didn't know this is from a web movie thing with Decayed. Decayed, Chalice, Garen, and General Shadow were playing a card game, and Decayed used some Final Form Ride cards and turned Chalice into chocolate. I've honestly spent hours playing around with this. It looks amazing. I love it. Now, if you can't tell, yeah, the chocolate literally is just a cape. It is running off the cape code. I think this turned out hilarious. It's going to be one of my favorite items once it's obtainable, and I really can't wait for people to discover it by accident. It's kind of hilarious. I kind of love it. You know, there's a few things I want to show off, but I think I'm going to end this here on a sweet note. Yes, if you've enjoyed this for even a split second, please do consider hitting the like button and subscribing if you're not already. As I said, I added 7 forms. We have the 2 there, the 3 there, Blade up there, you can see it in the love heart, and well, the love heart, this is a form, right? I have far too much power. So, till next time, goodbye.